3, 2, 1, go. All right, what's going on, y'all? So I want to bring this into Blender, but before I do that, I just want to make like a little scene, like a little setting for him. So I'm just gonna, well, I guess I'll put this to like maybe 20, maybe a little bit higher. So I'm just going to kind of make, do I still have post-processing? There we go. So I'm just going to make some little things to go with him. And there's some cool things in the actual art. Shout out to Rihnlin again. There's some cute little mushrooms and things like that. So I think it'll be fun to just make some little assets that I can use over and over again forever. So, okay, so let's add, first we'll make like the little mushrooms. So I think we'll do it pretty much the same way we did the other mushrooms. And this might actually be easier if I do it on a new canvas. But that's okay, I guess we'll just do it here. So I think I'm going to use, yeah, I think this is fine. And we'll add, so this will be mushroom, a little mushroom or something like that. And then I'll add a cylinder. And we'll drag that up too. So I think we'll just try to make this really simple. So I'm going to validate this. I'm going to turn on the X and the Z. And then we'll go to move. Make sure symmetry is on. I'm going to put show line on as well in the symmetry options. Okay, so now I'm just going to push up from the bottom. And this actually looks like the one mushroom looks just like this actually. I think the lighting makes it look a little weird, which is why I usually work in matte cap. Maybe I'll turn that on for these little guys. So I think that's pretty good for like the first mushroom. So I'm just going to clone, and then I'll work on this one. This will be mushroom B, and this will be mushroom A. And A will be the tall one. So now we'll just use move and just kind of stretch this out, making the move tool fairly big so that it's okay. I'll just make sure I look at all sides of it, and I think that's fine. Push a little bit up in the middle. So now we have the stem here, which is very small. So I'm just going to validate it, and I'll use round edge. I have so many duplicates of like all these tools because when I do tutorials, I'm always making the new tools. So we'll just use round edge and smooth this out some. Okay, that looks perfect. If you don't have round edge, make sure you check out my Nomad Sculpt cheat sheet. So we'll move this up. And that looks pretty good. It's actually, the bottom is a bit more flat in the art. Not that it really makes a big difference, but okay, so we have that little one. So there are some round bits on this, so I think the easiest thing to do, let's go back into lit PBR, and let's take the cylinder and clone it. I'm going to add one with this guy, and then add the other one with that one, and I'll hide that other one. So back to the cylinder, we will just grab the same color as this. We'll paint it. For the red, we'll just grab the same color as that, paint it. And I'm going to make a new layer, and I want to use stamp. So we'll use stamp. And if we go into the stamp settings, you might have to, I like to choose this regular one here. Yeah, all this fall off is normal. So what I would do is I would change all the settings to just taking a quick look. Okay, so we're in the stamp. So this is my first stamp window. Alpha, fall off. This one is, I'm just using this one, but it doesn't really matter. We just want it round because we're going to make these little bumps. Material, I think that's default. This is default. Oh, I keep accidentally hitting these. Filter is default and pressure is just default. So we should take our paint and go back to this color here. So we should be able to make, okay. That is kind of annoying. I have mine on sub. I want it to be clear, but I don't really want to. Let's just voxel remesh this thing. Let's try 150. Oh, that's good enough. So hopefully I'll be able to decimate it after this. So I'm just going to do a few little, oh, let me turn symmetry off. So I'll just do a few little of these. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So let's see if I can decimate this, because this is way too big of size. That's not too bad. This is really small, so it doesn't really need to be that big. Okay, so that's good for one. There's probably ways to make it a little bit smaller. Could probably bake it, but I think this is okay for now. So for these, I'm just going to join them. And yeah, so we have the one mushroom. So now let's work on the other mushroom. And we'll just do the same thing. We can go ahead and paint the stem. This, we'll just paint the other color. And then we'll go back to the previous color. Probably should have done that in reverse. And I don't think, it'd be nice if I could just do dynamic topology, but I don't think that will work with the stamp. Oh, I'm supposed to be using this stamp. Oh, that actually works fine. So we'll leave it on, I'll turn symmetry off, and we just need to do the same sort of thing. We'll just make our little puffs. Okay, I think that's good. So now I'm just gonna decimate. Yeah, I'll keep it at 5,000. It's kind of big, but that's all right. It's fine. The cylinder, let's see if we can decimate that. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll take these two, join them. This one, yeah, this one's smaller. So now we have two mushrooms. And we'll save them individually. So I'm going to take this one. And I'll save it, only include selected. And I'll export it. And I'm going to export this to my computer. Actually, I should start using... I think I have a folder. Nomad iCloud Share. I don't know which mushroom this is. I think this is mushroom A. Is it mushroom? Of course it's mushroom B. And let's export this as well. So this is mush. So this is actually B. All right, so let me find this folder and just change the name of that. Nomad iCloud Share. Oh no, did I do it right? Maybe I did it right. They're different sizes, so whatever. Just let me rename it. Let me rename it. You don't have to be so obtuse. Okay, so let's see what else we want to make. We have these two little things and they look cute. And actually, I haven't brought this over, so I can move these anywhere I want. So let's go ahead and place these little guys. Oops. Okay, I love it. So here I think we should put like some little plants. And there are some plants here, so maybe we'll try to make something like this. It looks like it's just a tube. We'll use the curve, so maybe something like this. Do spline, we'll take it off snap. Oh, no, we'll leave spline. I meant to leave spline. Okay, so radius. Let's make the whole thing smaller, number 1. And then we'll do radius once, and we'll make this thinner. We can make this thinner as well. Okay, so something like that looks good. Or it might be better to use, no, I think this is, it might be better to do it a different way. I'm just thinking of an easier way. There might be an easier way to do it. So let's add a cylinder. We'll move it up. And we will shrink it with the gizmo. To about what we want the base to be. We can always shrink it more, but I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to hit radius and make this side smaller. Make this smaller as well. Okay, so something like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and validate that. The beauty with something like this, if we look at this little plant here, so it looks like it looks like it's all the same shape. So I'm just going to name this stem, and then I'm going to add another cylinder and bring it up, and this will be our, let's do snap and bring it towards us, turn snap off. So now I'm going to bring this to the top. Let's take a look at this shape. Okay, so let's squish it like so. And let's go ahead and put the subdivision to 2. And let's validate it. So now let's turn on the X and the Z, maybe? No. The X and the Y. Yeah, the X and the Y is what we want. Now I'm going to use move with symmetry. And I'm just going to make this shape. So with the symmetry on, it'll keep it even. Okay, so let me turn this color off. So the top is pointy. And the bottom is also kind of pointy. But it's a little more narrow and long. So something like that. It's a little tough with my lights on. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'll make the top a little sharper. Okay, something like that I think is good. Let me do a few round edge. And you can stretch it if you need. You can just stretch it out with the gizmo. But I think that's good. So it might be a little big, so I'm just going to shrink it. Okay, so this will be leaf A. So now I'm going to clone that. And this is going to be one of the leafies. So now this one I'm just going to, what do I want to do? I want to add a mirror. Add mirror. We use the gizmo, and where is it at? So now that it's in a mirror, I need to go to the leaf. So let's bring it down and move it over because it's mirrored. And we'll just go like that. Let's do a line so we can just continue to move it directly up and down. And these are actually, let's take it off of a line. These look pretty short. These top ones are a bit short. They're a bit like nuggety. Okay, that looks good. I think that looks pretty good. So now I want to clone these. I'm going to put it on a line so I can just bring them straight down. And then take it off of a line so I can make them a bit longer. And I'm just trying to see what the general, you know, if I should be twisting them anymore, but I don't think so. But we might not be able to tell until we get further down. So I'm going to clone. Let me save this. I should be saving way more often. So I'll use a line, bring this down, take it off of a line to stretch them. Oh, they're a little more round. They're a little more round too. Okay, so let's just clone. Actually, let's make this one a little bit more round with the move tool. I'm gonna turn symmetry. We need symmetry, so let's turn off the X and we'll just use the Y. And now we should be able to just make them rounder. Same thing with this one. Make them a little rounder, maybe move them apart a little bit. So I'll clone this one. Straight down. Go like that. Stretch it a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger, but then also make it rounder. Gotta remember to turn the symmetry off. Okay, do we need another one? Yeah, let's do one more. Okay, we'll align and move it straight down, make it bigger. Maybe tilt it out a little bit. Maybe these can be all a little bit further away. And then I'll just use move to make these all a bit rounder. Okay, I think that works. Okay, so now let's take all these leaves and join them, because I think they all look pretty good. This is the first leaf and this is the stem. Let's take a look at the sizes of everything. So we have the stem. Okay. I kind of just want to voxel remesh them together. Oh, but this stem I think is a little too thick. So I'm going to make it smaller and then just stretch it out. . I think that's good. So these, I think I'm going to voxel remesh these together, maybe around 200, and do a quick round edge on them. And then, oh, they actually, the size went down, so this should be all good to, these are, I was trying to check out the coloring, if we want to color them anything different. So I'm going to join these. So these are the leaves, this is the stem. So let's just make it a similar color. I'm going to grab the color of the skin and then maybe just make them like a little bit greener. And then the stem, we could either do a lighter color or like a darker color. Or we could do the same color. Or we could do the leaves the same color. I kind of like it. I kind of like that. It's just simple. I kind of like it. So we'll take both of these and let's voxel remesh all of them together and do a quick round edge. And let's see if we can get a nice curve. Oh, looks like we have a symmetry on. So maybe to the side and to the front. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's what I was looking for. What size is this? Let's decimate this a little bit. I wonder if I should. Oh, you know what I should do? I should take leaf A, export it, save to file. I want to save it to that same place. Leaf curved. So now it's saved. So what I can actually do is undo this all the way back to before we, okay, so yeah, so now they're both separate. So I'm just going to take the leaves and decimate them down, and then take the stem and also decimate that. Okay, so now we'll take the leaves and the stem, and I'm just going to group them together. So now we'll take both of these and we'll export that as well. Leaf, straight, leaf, I don't know what a good way to, so I'll know what it is. Leaf, we'll just do mults for like multiple leaves. And we'll just save it there as well. Okay. Good. Actually, let's take this little thing and delete it. So now we have this leaf. Can we join them together? We can join. I can't remember if it's move. Oh yeah, move still moves them individually. It's drag that doesn't. But I don't think we can do the same thing with drag. Yeah, drag gets kind of crazy. It works sort of the same as move, but then not really. Oh, we can still do what we need to do. I think that's actually not bad. Yeah, that's kind of what we needed to do. And actually, this is a way better than the other one, because this is way smaller than the other one. But that's okay. I can always just curve it again. So I'm going to go pivot, center, pivot, And then we can just place this little guy. Let's move it in the back. Maybe shrink it a bit. And maybe we'll clone it. And let's take symmetry, local. Let's flip the object. Oh, you know what? When you flip, you have to pay attention to the direction that you're flipping it. So yeah, that's what we want. You have to pay attention to your symmetry when you're using flip. Excuse me. Pivot, center, pivot. I don't like when you flip it and it doesn't update the position. That's kind of annoying. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Maybe we'll add another one. Maybe we'll clone it and add another one back here. Oops. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't mind having that back there. Be nice to have a little rock. I thought I did have a rock before too. I'm just gonna drag this little leaf up a bit. But I just want to drag the one leaf. Okay, so let's save. Let's move this. Let's see if there's anything else we can make. Transform. Oh, we could make a cute little thingy. A cute little, oh, we can make it maybe some of these little things too. But let's make a cute little acorn. So we have the acorn there. We'll tap. So this looks sort of similar to a mushroom. Do we have anything we didn't need? No, we have a mushroom. So we have our little mushrooms. I'll just join them together. We have our little plants. I'll just join those together. Hat tie, mirror for the eyes. I did notice when I looked at some other of the drawings that the eyes are circular. I think these look circular enough. So I'm just going to leave them. Yeah, I'll just leave them as is. Mushroom hat. I'm paying a lot of attention to this because it makes a big difference when you bring it over into Blender. Mushroom bumps. What eye is this? I don't know what eye that is, so I'm going to leave it. So floor, I'm going to put above the eye. All right. Oh, acorn. So let's do that. Let's save our progress. Let's add a sphere. We'll go back to matcap. Okay, so I'm going to go like this a little bit. Turn on, validate it, turn on X and Z, and then use move. Same thing we did before. Oh, let me see the bottom. What does the bottom look like? Bottom's like, I don't know. Let's turn on symmetry. Let's make the little impression first on the bottom. Okay, I think that's perfect. Let me do rounded edge, see if we can get it a little bit smoother all around. There we go. So that's pretty good. Okay, so now we need to make the other little piece, I think we can probably just use acorn top. We have the stem as well. So for the stem, I'll probably just use a cylinder that will shrink. So it's a little tiny, oops, it's a little tiny thing. So we'll shrink it. We'll use radius and make one side a little bit longer, like that. I think that's good. I'll validate it and then just use round edge. And then we can use move to just kind of give it a little bit of flavor, like so. Pivot, center, pivot. I'll move this back to the center. Okay, like so. Acorn stem. So now I'm going to add a, oh, I don't know what I want to use. I guess a sphere is the best thing to use. So we'll move it up. And I think we're going to need, let's validate it. We're going to need the same. We're just going to have to make it, oh, I think maybe we'll flatten it a little bit. Maybe we'll turn symmetry on. And I wonder if we can just kind of do this to give it that like slight taper. Okay, let's smooth it. We can probably use round edge, but I might just use regular. Oh no, that looks good. I think that's good. And it looks like I made it a little too like long, so I'm going to use stretch and stretch it down, and then I can just move the sphere down. And actually I'm going to use select mask and rectangle, and I just want to stretch this bit up. And then I'm going to use the circle to flatten it. So this is what it'll look like, because it sort of flattens it out. And then move that up a little bit. So now I'm going to, what am I going to do? Oh, I need to clear the mask. And then just use the gizmo to bring this part up at the desired length. I think that looks good. Maybe a little bit bigger for this acorn. Okay, I think that looks good. This might be a little big, so we'll just make the stem a little bit smaller. Of course, the gizmo won't let me go straight down. So that looks good. I just want a little bit more difference in the stem. So I think that's perfect. So it would be nice to have this this pattern. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do that pattern. We could just do it the old-fashioned way. Actually, I have an idea. Let's take the acorn top and voxel remesh it at like 250. And I'm just going to do round edge on it and smooth off those things. So we'll make some lines on the acorn like this using the crease tool. So I have symmetry and I have the X and the Z. So I'm going to make one line here. Okay, and then I'm going to make one line here. You can just do it section to section. Okay, and then we can do one up top. Try to concentrate on section to section, try to make it round. Okay, so we have this. So now we just need to draw all the lines going straight down. Including where these lines are. And you know what? I'm going to take it off of symmetry. Yeah, I'm going to take it off of symmetry because then the line is going to be thicker. One line is better, even though it means more work. Of course, it's not exactly like the art, but sometimes, you know, it can't be exact. But I think I'm okay with that. I think it looks close enough. It looks cute. So I'm going to take round edge and just kind of round this off a little bit. And then I'm going to decimate it because it cannot be that big. I think that's fine. And all these other pieces I'm just going to decimate a little bit too. Because it's going to be really, really tiny. Okay, so the top will be... Ooh, let me change it back to lit PBR. I forgot this bright light. I almost cursed. So this will be brown. Let's try to find the color. Feels about right, something like that. And this part will be a little bit lighter. Maybe like that, maybe a little bit more glossy. So we'll paint all. And what is the top? The top is also the darker color. Maybe even a smidge darker than the darker color. We'll turn the roughness up a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, it looks great. And maybe if you want to get crazy, you can take the color of this, make it a little bit darker, use paint. Make it a little dark and then use smoothie poo. And you can smooth it. That was a waste of time. You can't really see it. Anyway, so we have our acorns. This is the acorn. So we have the acorn, we have the stem, and we have the acorn top. So all these together make the acorn. I love it. And I think they're going to be... The stem and the top, I think, can go together. Yeah. And I'm just going to save this piece too. So export, save the files. This is going in the same place. Acorn _ cute. Okay, so now we have a little acorn that we can use. If I can find the front. Okay, so now let's maneuver this into place. Let's take it off snap. Okay, I love it. And we can make two little, so that looks great. We'll make two little plump, oh, you know what I should have done for all of these? Before I saved them? You know what, I can probably still do it for this. For this acorn, this is what I should be doing. So I should clone, and then I should go to the gizmo options and do bake and move origin. That's actually what I should be doing. I should be putting it right in the center. That'll make it easier. So then I'm going to export this again, save to files, and this will be acorn cute, and I'm going to overwrite it, replace. Yeah, that'll be better. Otherwise, things show up in another app and they're off center, and I hate when that happens. So I can delete this. Unless I want to put another acorn back here, and I don't have to delete it, I can just use it. We'll just put another random acorn back there. Won't hurt anybody. I want to do 2 little plump pieces of grass. So that'll be really simple. We'll just add a sphere. Shrink it up. Make it really small. Let's validate it and let's use drag. And we'll just drag it down like this. We can make it a little bit smaller. We'll use move. We don't want to use symmetry for this. We want to keep it nice and free. I think that's good. We'll be able to like flatten it up a little bit. And you can shape it a little bit if you want. Make it a little more plump or a little less plump. Pivot, center, pivot. Okay, so we'll do something like that. I'm going to clone it, and then we'll do another little one right here. Like so. Those look great. So I'll take both of those, put them together. Let's do grass plump 2. And let's take the color of this and we'll make it that color. And then we can kind of move it wherever we want. So maybe we'll put it over here. Make it a little smaller. Nice. I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to paint a darker color on the floor right around him. Let's use a layer in case we want to get rid of it. So we'll kind of do like a faux shadow, which is my favorite. And we'll just use Smoothie Poo and kind of smooth it out. We can even make it a little darker. It'll just enhance the natural shadow that you'll have from sitting there. Okay, let's save this. It looks great. Oh, I love it. All right, so yeah, I think this looks great. And I want to make it the best it can look as a, in Nomad Sculpt. So I'm going to go ahead and do subsurface, my favorite. For that, oh, those are a little too subsurfaced. Okay, that's better. I want to do the same thing with the plump grass. be easier if I can see everything. And this even. And these plants. You can even change this to green if you want. And a little acorn. Okay. All right. Nice. I think it looks great. It's already in perspective. Let's go ahead and put post-process on. We'll turn this up. We'll turn this back to 600, which is probably overkill. Put all this on and everything looks good. I don't want the shadows to be that black on a character like this. Yeah, super cute. I love it. So this looks fantastic. And I will export this. Let's take a look without the environment. I like the environment. I feel like some of these lights can be a little brighter. This might be nice to be a little bit brighter. It's too bright. Okay. TD, I'm not sure if that's doing enough for me. If I want to use it, I want to see it a bit more. So maybe I'll put it there, make it a little stronger, maybe make it a little bluer. It's still a bit hard to see. But at least you see a little bit more of that coolness. These are a bit bright. You don't want them to overpower our little guy. So make them a little more subtle. I think that's better. Okay. Alright, so let's save. And let's export this as a render. And we'll save with screen. Do I want a transparent background? Yeah, we'll do transparent background. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, really helps my channel out. Definitely check out my Skillshare classes. I have 2D classes in Procreate and 3D classes in Nomad Sculpt. Keep drawing, keep sculpting, and I'll see you all in the next video.